Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
Right now outside, get some rain and some rumbles of thunder in Champaign County. We've got some stronger storms that are trying to work their way in our direction, but I tend to think that we're heading towards a lull in the activity. We still have some, but as far as the severe threat goes, this is looking Champaign right now off to the south and west from Memorial Stadium. We're watching some of the storms in Macon County as they're heading in our direction, and we'll keep a close eye on those here for a little bit. In the meantime, currently, temperature is sitting at 59. We've got the dew point at 56 here. That south wind still in place. There's a boundary that's close by, and that's allowing for some of these storms to be a little more intense at times. Earlier, we had tornado warnings and some severe thunderstorm warnings. We're left with one right now, but I think the trend has been as these storms have moved to the east, they've started to weaken more, which is good news. It turns into just a nice rain, soaking rain for many of us here with some small hail possible. But a lot of times when we see storms look like this on radar, they're all clustered together. They're all fighting like a bunch of siblings trying for the same energy, competing for that, and no one's going to win in that scenario. There's no sustained severe storm that's winning out. That warning is going to likely be dropped here in the next little bit for parts of Macon and Piatt County, and I'm leaning towards probably no extension in that for us. This is not the only round for us, though. We do think that there will be more storms this afternoon. We get a bit of a break once these storms clear on out. We will see some scattered storm chances return this afternoon and evening. We've been talking about how, while this morning we've got that rain and storm potential locally here, there would be more coverage, less intensity. It was still fairly intense for some of us. Had a report from I-55 in Montgomery County of numerous semis blown over. I think the more intense storms are likely to be this afternoon here. Highs heading for the upper 60s and low 70s out there. That wind's out of the south and west. We got a boundary in place. Right now, that warm front boundary is right along the I-72 corridor. Probably stays there through the day. You can see 68 in Gilman, 73 in Pawnee, and in Assumption, 71 in Lerna, the forecast high. By tonight, the storms will continue. The severe threat will wane before midnight, but some lingering showers and storms may continue after that. Here's the risk of severe weather in our area. We do have a slight level 2 risk. That is for everyone, all into the same category, but we do think there is some areas that may have a little more issues with that. Perhaps the biggest threat will be large hail with storms that develop, and the way things are progressing, I think that's going to be the case for the afternoon round. Could be some wind in there as well. Our tornado threat lower, but I tend to lean towards that may be something we have to watch, and here's why. Let's talk you through it on Future Track. Line of storms exiting that area this morning. Lunchtime, WCIA 3 News at noon. We're probably clear. Some pockets of sunshine coming on through. That's good news for storms. They get some clear time here. By 2 o'clock, we'll start to watch. There'll be a boundary somewhere along I-72, and watch these storms start to erupt on that. That'll be the focus for some of the strong to severe storms along and south of that. And you'll notice how they look like almost individual cells here. Under this scenario, these would be supercell thunderstorms capable of very large hail and perhaps a localized tornado threat. And that'll continue through the evening, where we've got a couple of the storms causing problems as they move on through. 7, 8 o'clock, we're pushing that threat towards I-70 as these cold fronts coming on through. And then you can see by 10 p.m., pretty much done, though some lingering showers and storms may be expected to last a little bit beyond midnight. This is where I think the biggest problem may come. The atmosphere will be primed for some very large hail potential. We could see some hail that gets up to the size of tennis balls along and south of that boundary. Not everyone gets tennis ball size hail, but if one of those strong storms come your way, that would be a problem for us. That threat quickly tapers to the north here, but along and south of that boundary will be where we watch. And we will watch for a tornado potential there, now up to a 4 out of 10 for the I-72 corridor areas along and south of I-74, 3 and a 1 further to the north. So we will watch all of that very closely. Let's get you your 7-day forecast here really quick. You can see temperatures out there. Once we get this system passed, do drop a bit. 55 on Friday, 61 on Saturday. Be a bit breezy on Saturday as well, I think, here. By Sunday, that front number 2 comes on through, hits the reset button. We're into the 40s and 30s for highs for a few days. 39 on Monday. Not looking forward to that.
No.
In addition, Matthew, haven't had much time to talk about it because we're so focused on today. There may be, don't hate the messenger here, there may be a chance for maybe some snowflakes to mix on in at some point, so we'll watch. But let's get through today and just pretend, oh, it's just a sunny weekend. We'll worry about that later. Though I will say this, I don't think it's a winter storm. Some people in line have been saying it's going to be bunches of snow. Probably not the case, but after 70s, even a few snowflakes is enough to dampen the spirits, isn't it?
It's pretty jarring just to even think that could all happen.
A little bit. We're on that roller coaster ride still, up and down. And
I'm glad you're keeping us safe on it.
Right.
Alrighty, Jacob, thank you.